You guys, chat, are you ready to piss off some elitists? Speak easy, perfect time to follow, because I recently tweeted out this and it got me thinking, like, why don't I elaborate on this a little bit more? So let me pull it up. Genre blending and non-metal collaborations is the next step to put metal into the masses. Elitists are the ones holding metal back from being more successful. Let's face it, metal is becoming more relevant lately. Lorna Shore, we all know, went viral with the breakdown from To the Hellfire. 28 million plays on Spotify and 13 million views on YouTube. That is fucking wild for new deathcore, okay? We need to really think about that because, yeah, especially for black and deathcore. And it was a breakdown that was so disgustingly heavy that it shocked TikTok girls and like even metalheads. See, isn't that sweet? The breakdown went viral. It went fucking viral. How many times does that happen? Now there's a lot of bands following suit, trying to write the next heaviest breakdown, which is fine. It's fun. But we all know in the scene, when one band does something, well, there's going to be a bunch of copycats. This is why the scene is flagged with gent riffs and butt rock, okay? And eventually Thal is going to be the next thing that we're all going to be tired of. So I recently also tweeted out this. Disgusting heavy ass breakdowns are cool, but I feel like metalheads this year are subconsciously thinking, what else can you do? We can only hear To the Hellfire like breakdowns so many times before needing something different. And I stand by this statement because as someone who's like a reaction channel, right? And there's no denying filthy breakdowns make for good reaction content, but for how long? Holy shit. Like, that's the question. How many more heavy ass breakdowns are we going to hear? Is it going to keep happening for the next 10 years? Don't get me wrong, like some bands are still killing it with their breakdowns. Brand of Sacrifice, Exodus, Darko with Evolving. They're creating huge sounding, fresh breakdowns. But how long is this going to happen until we just get tired of it and need something different? So I think it already happened this year. So let's talk about Sleep Token.
The band is overrated. Oh my god, that band isn't even metal.
So bear with me, Sleep Token haters, because a month ago, you didn't even know who Sleep Token was. Sleep Token, they jumped from 200,000 monthly listeners to 1.3 million in less than a month. That's more than 1 million monthly listeners in less than a month. So how is it happening? Smart marketing. They're releasing 2 singles every 2 weeks, but also it's music that is surprising and shocking. Not necessarily heavy though. For example, my Sleep Token Chokehold TikTok video is sitting at pretty much 400,000 views right now. Mix of the dark pop, melodramatic kind of vocals that are pulling in fans and, dare I say, a large female demographic. Look, there's so many girls commenting on my Sleep Token TikToks, and to be honest, this is the horniest like comment section I've ever gotten. They just want to be nasty to this music. And to be honest, what was the last time this happened with girls talking about some sort of metal music recently? Hold up, let's find some of these comments over here. There will be some babies made to this for sure. I can just picture the hottest striptease happening. Oh my fucking god. Heard this live last week and I have not been the same since. Winky face. The thing is, the Sleep Token video that's actually getting more viral is the summoning. Homie Orion Reacts has 1.3 million views on his reaction.
In 2023.
Did I mistake you for?
And another homie, his name is Old Head Mike. He has 400,000 views on his summoning reaction.
Did I mistake you for a sign from God? What the fuck?
So I jumped on a little bit later. I posted a reaction of the breakdown thinking that was going to be the highlight. It got like 20,000 views, and then I realized this is what everyone wanted to see, so I put a clip of that later on. Now it's at 100,000 views, but everyone is going crazy for this funk section. And yeah, guess what? A lot of girls. There's so many girls commenting on these videos. And like, why does that matter? Because let's face it, metal is primarily a male dominant genre. It goes without saying, because when was the last time you went to a metal show and you were the only man there? It's never happened. It's never happened. But I also know like the odds are not in your favor, but you get the point, right? So like, let's discuss whether or not Sleep Token is even metal, because like a lot of people say like, oh, Sleep Token is not even metal. So that same song, The Summoning, that has the funk section also sounds like this. I don't care what you say. That is fucking metal. So guess what? Those girls who are now finding the funk section are going to download the song Spotify, and now they're going to get their virgin ears exploded with some genty ass breakdowns. So this is the point of the video, right? The next step for metal to be relevant is more genre blends and more non-metal collaborations, because let's move on to Polyphia. Another artist that you can argue, is Polyphia actually even metal? You know what? Not really. But they are part of the metal scene and culture because they still do double kicks on drums. They still have sweeps on their fretboards on their Ibanez guitars. But the cool thing about Polyphia is that their recent record, Remember That You Will Die, has them collaborating with hip hop artists such as Lil West, Snot, and Kill Station. I don't care what you say, that's a metal riff. That is a metal riff, but guess how the song ends?
Good girl in a costume. It's your world when I'm with you. I'll be with you. Need low key on the east. I can see everything.
Yeah, this song is fucking great. So how many times has a prog rock, math rock group collaborated to this extent with hip hop? The only one that I actually can think of is Vola. Vola did a little bit with Shaman.
Figure if there's any good left, I'll get that too. Blood is red, but the veins are blue.
Ooh, that's not metal music. Ooh.
Well, this is fucking metal.
Stain.
This is the point. We need more of this. So even Polyphia collaborated and made a hyper pop song with Sophia Black.
Someone call a paramedic. I can't speak. It's all right.
So yeah, a lot of metalheads did not like this song, which is fine. You cannot like a song. It's totally fine to not like something. But you know, this is what the metal prog scene is doing. It's huge. To do hyperpop like this is unheard of. So Tim Henson from Polyphia was just on Jimmy Kimmel with a rapper that I really like called Baby No Money.
The album is called Bag or Die. The songs are La 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 and Edamame with help from Tim Henson of Polyphia, Baby No Money.
Oh, did I really just forget that melody? That's it. When I popped off and you go gave me just a little.
So Tim Henson was just on Jimmy Kimmel with a TikTok rapper called Baby No Money, who has over 1 billion plays on Spotify. Over 1 billion plays. Our world is colliding with like the mainstream world, and to me that is so fucking exciting.
Ooh, METALBIRB, this isn't metal. Metal is about gun rolls, blast beats, and tremolo picking.
Okay, I agree. That is what metal is at its core, right? It's heavy fucking music. Metal will always be at its core heavy shit. Rock stemmed from the blues. Metal is essentially a heavier version of rock music. But how do we make metal relevant? Like when it's a niche genre and it's so hard for bands to break through, what is needed for bands to be more successful? And I firmly believe we need to let go of what metal was and accept that metal can be more than just heavy music. I want the bands I listen to succeed, and I want them to be known about, because back in the day, I'll admit it, I used to be that hipster that didn't want my bands to be known, and it was my special band that only I knew about. Guess how fucking selfish that sounds, like, and how isolating that is. It's such a narrow-minded way of thinking, and unfortunately, a lot of metalheads fall victim to this mentality, and they still do, right? So we need to start embracing other genres, other collaborations, and especially embrace the bands that are succeeding. So a successful band, for example, that goes without saying is Bring Me the Horizon. Bring Me the Horizon started as a heavy as fuck band. Look, they eventually became metalcore, right, with Sempiternal, and then they became more pop with Ammo. Now they are collaborating with Ed Sheeran. Ed fucking Sheeran. This was at the Brit Awards. Look, let's face it, the sound quality is not the best, but that's not the point. The point is they were on the fucking Brit Awards playing a fucking breakdown with Ed Sheeran. And guess how many people who did not know Bring the Horizon decided to check their music out and then eventually get slapped with some heavy ass breakdowns from Suicide Silence or something. Not all of them are going to be fans of the heavy music of Bring the Horizon, right? The new fans. But the point is baby steps. We need these baby steps to introduce non-metal people into metal music. So another example of this is Hardy. Hardy is a country artist that just dropped a new single featuring Jeremy McKinnon from A Day to Remember.
Everybody knows how it goes. 'Cause you in the
Look, to me, that sounds pretty fucking heavy for country music, okay? Hardy does screams too, exactly, but still, it's a collaboration. Metalheads are not going to listen to Hardy. Sure, there might be the odd one, but the fact that A Day to Remember is collaborating is that marketing push. It's that marketing push that is needed. So sure, A Day to Remember is not metal, okay? They're pop punk easy core. But again, it's baby steps because they do have metal elements, but it's the baby steps that are needed. So another genre that has been really good for this is EDM music. So EDM music has bridged this gap of metal and EDM a lot. Dubstep and metalcore music, they're not really that different. They both have drops. One is like a bass drop and the other one's like a breakdown. And a lot of the fan bases are both like dubstep people or metalcore people. It's not too different. So, but an artist that has really taken advantage of that recently in this scene is called Phase One. He did collaborations with Thyre Is Murder, Era, and Polaris, and I'm a sucker for the Polaris collaboration. So the thing is, okay, Phase One and Hardy, they could be the gateway artists that help non-metal people get into metal. We also need to understand the importance of gateway bands in general, because gateway bands are the metal bands that are a bit easier to listen to, because, you know, once you find your gateway band, then you start to do a deep dive into what else the genre has to offer. So a lot of people will start off with something simple like Metallica. Right? And then give them like 2 or 3 or 5 more years, and eventually they're going to start listening to some tech death like Archspire. So the thing is, I know a lot of metal elitists that are going to be watching this video. They're going to be pissed with me because what I'm talking about is not real metal. Maybe Archspire and Metallica are the real metal bands. But like, look, let me sum it up, because metal elitists, while we're on the subject of them, let's go over Urban Dictionary's definition of what a metal elitist is. A person who thinks very highly about his own particular taste in heavy metal and pretty much cans the rest of it. Sometimes they go as far as denying some bands as metal when they clearly are. They always act like they're higher than other people when they themselves act like children when it comes to music. As others have said, they often make over-exaggerated critiques of metal bands and would rather experience a form of physical torture or genital mutilation than to listen to some metal bands. They are never constructive, polite, merciful, or mature when it comes to criticism. So although, you know, the comments, it's definitely an attack at their character, but sometimes like the elitist might need to hear it, you know. The point is, metal needs to grow. We need to accept that metal music can be more than just black shirts and long hair, 7-string guitars, blah, 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 blah. But like, I am for one accepting of our metal bands to bridge that gap with other genres of music, whether it's hip hop, jazz, pop punk, folk, polka, who gives a shit? If it sounds good, it sounds good at the end of the day. Also, I'm one to be happy for the next metal band to land on the Billboard charts, have a sold out tour because one of their songs went viral on TikTok, or just like collaborate with big pop artists. Or even if a band makes butt rock arena music, because like, look, don't get me wrong, I might still criticize butt rock music because like, to me, it's not my favorite style of this music, but I still can respect the success and the hustle, because which eventually helps the metal scene grow and stay relevant because they sell out arena shows. And honestly, I'm going to be a little bit selfish, but the more better the metal scene does, the more content I have and the more successful I will be too. So it goes hand in hand. The more success that metal bands get, the more metal bands we will have. It's just going to be a much better, healthier genre. We got to stop wanting our genre to just stay pigeonholed to a certain niche subgenre. It can be so much more than that. Look, I want metal to grow. I want more collaborations with genres outside of metal. I want the bands that I listen to make fucking millions of dollars. Any metal elitists have problems with that, then they can shut the fuck up. Because no one fucking cares. Even bands don't even fucking like them. Metal elitists, no one gives a fuck about what you think. So metal is making a big comeback and I'm here for it. So that's all I have to say.